Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Karl-Anthony Towns would certainly make a star trio for the Lakers, who could win their 18th title this season. Trade suggestion with the Lakers signing megastar Karl-Anthony Towns and making the biggest big three in the NBA. The NBA offseason is in full effect after a thrilling 7-game series between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. With teams like the Boston Celtics making 2 blockbuster moves to kick the offseason off, the team that defeated them in the conference finals has been predicted to make an even bigger move. Bleacher Report's Zach Buckley predicts the New York Knicks to make a drastic move, in favor of helping the Los Angeles Lakers. Towns might land on the optimistic end of LA's trade budget, but the Lakers might have just enough assets and money-matching salaries to get a deal done. And while he isn't the lob crusher many might envision the franchise pairing with Luka Doncic, Towns' ability to stretch the floor could prove even more beneficial for the Lakers stars, Buckley said Wednesday. The 3-star model has proved a tricky one under the collective bargaining agreement, but a trio of Towns, Doncic and LeBron James might have enough combined star power to pull it off. LA's defense might take a hit, but that may not matter if the offense is pumping in 125-plus points per night. Like Buckley states, the Lakers' defense may be insufferable, but it truly won't matter when they have the best stretch big of all time paired with the greatest player of all time and a guy who averaged 30 points per game. The Knicks' season came to an end against the Pacers, and they lacked depth of any sort. A move that brings them assets for Karl-Anthony Towns could be worth exploring. Lakers make surprise trade for best dunker in NBA draft. In a bit of a surprise, the Lakers made a move on Thursday night in the second round of the NBA draft, nabbing a young wing they will hope to develop in the coming years as they look to replenish a roster that has mostly been built on free agency and trades. The Lakers came into the draft with the 55th pick in the second round but moved up 9 spots to pick 6'7" wing Adou Thiero from Arkansas. Thiero, a junior, averaged 15.1 points per game for the Razorbacks, and shot 54.5% from the field, though only 25.6% from the three-point line. The Lakers sent cash and their pick to the Timberwolves to make the trade happen. ESPN's host for second-round coverage, Malika Andrews, pointed out that the network's draft expert, Jonathan Givony, called Thiero The site wrote of him, Thiero is perhaps the most explosive player in this draft, an event creator defensively who is a significant mismatch attacking in a straight line and the open court, drawing fouls in bunches and finishing in highlight reel fashion. And on the broadcast, former Nets executive Bobby Marks noted that the Lakers need wing depth, especially with uncertainty around the future of Dorian Finney-Smith, who can become a free agent, looming. At the Ringer, Thiero was rated the number 27 overall prospect, praised for his athleticism, propensity for physical play, rebounding ability, and defense. The only question is whether he can acquire the polish needed for the NBA. The Ringer's J. Kyle Mann wrote, "Rounding out his game will be an uphill battle, albeit not an unrealistic one. Thiero is a sometimes shooter with a slower release that could be workable enough to get by. He has moments of connective brilliance and displays quick touch on his passing. His unselfish approach is non-negotiable for him, it's hardwired into how he plays. Thiero seems willing to embrace an identity that best suits his strengths, and for that reason, his game is worth betting on." Lakers' next trade is impossible to ignore after 2025 NBA draft. Nick Richards has a cheap contract and plays for a team with zero leverage. Rob Pelinka isn't running from the fact that the Los Angeles Lakers desperately need to improve at center. The franchise struggled to supplement Anthony Davis's All-NBA talent and inevitably failed to generate the adequate level of consistency once he was traded to the Dallas Mavericks in 2024-25. In the aftermath of Pelinka's latest comments and the 2025 NBA draft, it's become abundantly clear who the Lakers should and likely will be calling, the Phoenix Suns. Los Angeles and Phoenix are both preparing for a period of free agency that will see them look to redefine their vision. The Suns are attempting to overcome the departure of Kevin Durant, while the Lakers have a massive void to fill at center. According to Dan Woik of the Los Angeles Times, Pelinka has directly acknowledged that the Lakers will be aggressive in their pursuit of improvement at center. Pelinka continued, stating that Los Angeles has already been active in its efforts to add quality interior play, and that it will not accept failure. With this in mind, it's become abundantly clear that the Lakers' pursuit of new talent at center will bring it to Suns big man Nick Richards. Nick Richards is a cost-efficient option for Lakers to add depth at center. Phoenix was as active as any team in the association at the 2025 NBA Draft. It selected former Duke Blue Devils center Common Maluak at number 10 overall and completed a trade for former Lakers target Mark Williams, giving up 2 first-round picks in the deal. With 2 centers acquired with significant assets, it's safe to assume that the Suns' third center on the depth chart, Richards, will be available in trade talks. Richards, 27, is a strong talent on a cost-efficient expiring contract worth just $5 million. He also plays for a Phoenix team that has removed any element of leverage it may have once had by adding 2 centers who pushed the big man far down the depth chart. Without an ideal way to play Richards alongside either Maluak or Williams, the Suns have backed themselves into a corner and will likely be trading the former Kentucky star for pennies on the dollar. That should be music to the Lakers' ears as they look to balance a move for a starting caliber big with an effort to create ideal depth. Richards at least represents the latter opportunity as a high-level rebounder who can provide valuable production. In 2024-25, Richards ranked number 11 in the NBA in rebounding percentage, number 13 in offensive rebounding percentage, and number 16 in defensive rebounding percentage. Furthermore, he averaged 9.3 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 1.0 block in just 22.6 minutes per game, translating to 15.2 points, 13.4 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks per 36 minutes. He also posted 16 double-doubles, which far exceeds the 2 that 2024-25 Lakers starter Jackson Hayes managed. If the Lakers can add Richards and still find another high-level big in either free agency or via another trade, then they can take a significant step forward at center in 2025-26. Lakers' chances to reunite with former All-Star center officially squashed. The veteran is officially off the board for Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Lakers' quest to find a stabilizing force in the middle took another turn on Friday when an established veteran officially came off the board as a potential option for Rob Pelinka and company. While a reunion was probably not one of Pelinka's first choices if things were to go exactly to plan, a former Lakers big man has reportedly decided to pick up the player option in his contract to stay put for the 2025-26 season rather than testing free agency. With every center that opts in or signs with another franchise, Los Angeles's quest to address this issue becomes more complicated. Lakers' chances to reunite with Andre Drummond officially squashed. Despite his new contract, Pelinka should feel pressure to assemble the best roster possible around Luka Doncic and LeBron James now that new ownership is on the way. Andre Drummond would have likely been in the class of absolute emergency signings if things got bad come July, but the fact that he is picking up his option and remaining in Philadelphia only makes the market thinner. Given the Lakers are hard-capped for the 2025-26 season, the options they will have to sign free agents are already going to be limited. The likelihood that the veteran minimum is what they will have to work with, assuming a trade for a big man isn't swung, only trims that number of options on the market. Drummond spent a portion of the 2020-21 season with the Purple and Gold and averaged 11.9 points and 10.2 rebounds in just under 25 minutes per game. Even after his stint in Los Angeles, Drummond has remained a player who can clean up the glass and be enough of a threat to score in the paint, where teams can't just outright ignore him. Regardless of who the Purple and Gold add to the roster to fortify the center position, the pressure will be on them to perform from the moment they step onto the court in Los Angeles. Lakers expecting good news on Key Wing's contract decision. There are numerous issues at hand for the Lakers in the wake of this week's NBA draft, and one of the first ones on which they will get some clarity comes from wing Dorian Finney-Smith, the forward the team acquired in a trade with the Nets in December. Finney-Smith played 43 games with LA last season, making 20 starts and averaging 12.3 points while making 39.8% of his threes. But Smith is heading into the final year of a 4-year, $56 million contract, and has the opportunity to opt out. He is due $15.4 million next season, and could not attract more than that on the open market, which gives him incentive to opt in and keep his money intact. The Lakers, though, are not banking on that. "I'd say they're expecting him to opt out," one NBA executive said. "But then they're expecting him to sign on to stay in LA after that. If he opts in, that's even better, as long as it keeps him on the team. Unless there is a trade that comes out of nowhere, he will be a Laker next year, that's what everyone expects." Dorian Finney-Smith is not likely to get much of a raise from the Lakers, not because he is not worthy of a bump. He is a very good 3-and-D player, but because it's clear the market is so tight that he would not get much of a raise if he did opt out. But he wants to ensure he will be paid beyond this season. Thus, he could sign a longer-term deal and give himself some security with the Lakers. Finney-Smith would be a good candidate for a 4-year deal with a modest raise over what he got when he signed an extension with Dallas in 2022. He could, though, seek to limit the deal's length in hopes of getting back into free agency in a year or two, when there is more money available. That won't be the case here in 2025, though, so expect to see Finney-Smith back with the Lakers. Finney-Smith's deadline for opting out is June 29. Lakers suddenly have massive trade opportunity after NBA draft. Los Angeles has a chance to make an early summer splash. The Los Angeles Lakers have a new face in town after wrapping up the 2025 NBA draft. Using the power of money to trade up from number 55 to number 36, the Lakers used their second-round selection to take Arkansas forward Adith Yaro, who could become a key piece of head coach J.J. Redick's lineup as early as next season. The Lakers must now turn their attention to the NBA offseason, which will include plenty of opportunities to upgrade the roster with a trade or two. It's the best path for LA to take to find another star to play alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James. The good news for general manager Rob Pelinka is that a huge trade opportunity is sitting right in front of him following the NBA draft. Lakers have perfect opportunity to trade for Jazz G. Collin Sexton. The Lakers already have a dangerous backcourt with Doncic and Austin Reeves handling the brunt of responsibilities. Having said that, another threat would take the team's guard situation to new heights, which is why the Lakers should contact the Utah Jazz about veteran guard Collin Sexton. The 2025-26 campaign is the last on the 4-year, $70.9 million contract Sexton signed with the Jazz back in 2022. It's far from guaranteed that he'll want to sign an extension after Utah went 17-65 last season, meaning Jazz general manager Justin Zanik could be open to striking a deal. Sexton is a reliable shooting threat whose game could be taken to the next level by playing with top-tier facilitators like James and Doncic. The former Alabama product is coming off a 2024-25 performance with the Jazz that saw him average 18.4 points on .480/.406/.865 splits in 63 games, all while also putting up 4.2 assists, 2.7 rebounds, and 0.7 steals. Sexton also has experience playing both guard roles, meaning he can rotate in and out of shooting and playmaking responsibilities. It's hard not to like the idea of lineup featuring Doncic and Sexton in the backcourt, James and Reeves as the forwards, and soon-to-be-added center the Lakers find, either via trade or free agency. Sexton will carry an $18.9 million cap hit next season, which the Lakers can easily match in a trade. Rui Hachimura is making $18.2 million on his own, while LA can also combine contracts from the likes of Jared Vanderbilt, $11.5 million, Gabe Vincent, $11.5 million, and Maxi Kleber, $11 million, to make things work. Throwing a future draft pick into the mix could be all Los Angeles needs after that. The Lakers are in dire need of a big splash after their early playoff exit, and adding Sexton early this offseason is one way to quickly vault them back into the championship contender conversation.